Hey, what's up guys? I know it's been a long time since I put up a video, and I know this is just a toy haul. I swear I'm going to have some real videos coming up soon, you know, actual topics and stuff that I talk about. But I wanted to do this toy haul for like a few months now, because the last time I did one was December. I actually planned for it to be February originally, but I've kind of been holding out for the Slash and Leatherhead NECA Toon 2-pack that I pre-ordered back in August, but it just keeps getting delayed like every month. So originally it was supposed to be like late December, then they said January, then when January was almost over, they said February, then when February was almost over, they said March, and then in March they said April, and now they're still saying April, but I think they're going to switch it to May soon. So, I don't know, it's going to be August again by the time I get these figures. And I understand, you know, like making them a whole new batch to order and then shipping it from China to America now is like difficult. But yeah, I really just want those figures, so still waiting for those. I should have Rat King and Vernon coming in the mail. I'm a little iffy about the Rat King and Vernon though. I got like a ridiculously good price for them on eBay. It was like $30. It was $29.99, and that's like cheaper than you're gonna find them in Target. So I'm a little iffy about it. I don't even know if they're ever gonna show up. It might be fake. It might be one of those like, you know, ones that say like they're from China and you order it and it never shows up. I don't believe it said it was from China, but I don't know. This is somebody who just got like stolen off the back of a truck or something. But something seems iffy if they're selling it for cheaper than Target is selling it for. But we'll see. I think those are supposed to be showing up soon. If it doesn't, it's $30 lost, but I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. At least it wasn't like over 100. But I don't have those yet. So I don't have Rat King and Vernon, and I don't have Slash and Leatherhead. But I really am still waiting for that Slash and Leatherhead. I really want that Leatherhead really badly. But aside from that, I've actually gotten a ton of Turtle stuff actually since then. A lot of NECA stuff, a lot of Super 7 stuff. Like I said, I meant to do this back in like February, so this is everything I've collected since January. This video is not just going to be Turtles, I swear. It's actually a lot of Masters of the Universe stuff, like Vintage Masters and Masters Origins and stuff like that. Even some other Master stuff, some Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, some Vintage Turtles, some Super 7 Turtles, some NECA Turtles, and then just some other figures. I've gotten some Disney stuff and stuff, so I have quite a lot to show off in this video. For Turtles, though, I got the Baxter and Splinter 2-pack, and it kind of annoys me because this is the only 2-pack that I just bought off of eBay for like a high price, ridiculously high price, because I was just like, I never find these in Target. I'm sick of looking for these. I'm sick of just going to Target every week of my life and not finding anything. Wasting my time, wasting my money, wasting my gas. And I just ordered this one as soon as it came out. And then the next time I went to Target, there was a whole line of them. Just no other Turtles 2-packs, just the Baxter and Splinter 2-pack. So it's like, I get it. F me, like I got the message. So, and I've never seen another Turtles 2-pack at Target since then. That's the only time I've seen one, the one that I already paid a lot of money for. But regardless, it's a cool 2-pack. I like it. I love that the little computer guy comes with Baxter. I love all the little accessories they pack in, because these two figures are kind of tiny, and I know they use all unique parts, so I know that is one of the reasons why they cost as much as the bigger figures, because the bigger figures are usually made out of the same reused parts. But it is nice they come with a ton of accessories, because the fact that they are so tiny, it does kind of make the price point seem a little off. But no, it's worth it. I actually really like the accessories. And I also picked up all the Triceratons. I got the one that's just the Triceraton Infantryman who comes with the Roadkill Rodneys, which I love having just little generic anonymous enemies like that to have up on the shelf to display with. I really wish we had a bunch of Mousers also. I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get any Mousers with Baxter Stockman. I don't know if they're going to put out like a collection that comes with a character and then 2 Mousers at some point down the road, but I really want some Mousers. But I also got the 2-pack that is Xerix and Zork, I believe their names are. The 2 high-ranking Triceratons. Xerix is like the commander, Zork is like the main muscle. They were kind of made up for the cartoon. They're not like Mozart from all the other versions, but they're definitely very cool. It's weird to see them coming back. You know, they have this this game coming out, this new beat 'em up that shows Zarix in the trailer. And it's just like, wow, it's so weird how these one-off random characters from the 1990 cartoon are suddenly getting a bunch of like merchandise now. Like characters that have not gotten merchandise for like 30 years are suddenly getting a bunch of merchandise. It's cool, I love it, but it's just crazy that like Chrome Dome is getting multiple pieces of merchandise this year. Like that's so weird to me. I also got Super Shredder. I got him at a collector store. He was overpriced, but not the worst overpriced deal I've ever seen, so not too bad. I just really wanted the Super Shredder at some point. He's awesome. I want a better spot for him at some point, but yeah, he's awesome. Super cool figure. Real quick, on the topic of NECA, I also got these Bill and Ted Toon figures, and they're cool. I like them. I love the designs. They actually translate the figures really well, but I have a lot of problems with NECA's Toon series. They do this for the horror Toon ones also. I'll talk about it more in my NECA video that I plan to do at some point, but there's really no reason for these things to be articulated, and the stands like don't match up so that like you can't show the Wild Stallions logo on Bill's stand the way you can on Ted's, which I wish both of them had the Wild Stallions logo, you know, up front. But, you know, that's just like a little pet peeve of mine. I don't know. I have some problems. Like I said, I'll talk about it later. Still, it's a cool 2-pack. And then for Super 7 stuff, I had pre-ordered this Bebop. I wish I pre-ordered the whole wave, honestly. Like, now I've been pre-ordering the whole waves. Like, the wave with Donatello and Muckman and Mondo Gecko and Casey Jones. I pre-ordered that whole set. Actually, I might not have pre-ordered Casey, actually. I'll have to go back and check. But I'm just through not pre-ordering him at this point because he's become so hard to find and so expensive on the aftermarket that really you're better off just pre-ordering the whole line. So I got Bebop pre-ordered. He came on time. He's freaking amazing. He's so cool. But I also picked up Leo for way too much money at a collector's store at some point. This one in the mall by me that's just so overpriced. I actually think they stole this Leo from FYE. I don't want to accuse anybody of anything if it's not true, but this store in the same mall, there's an FYE in there. And right around the time they probably should have gotten Wave 2, I went in there and I asked them if they had any of those figures, and they said, oh, they all got stolen. And then the collector's store had a copy of Leo, and they were selling him for about $10 cheaper than FYE sells him for, because FYE overcharges so much for stuff. It's ridiculous. But it kind of made it seem like, okay, these people just went down there, stole these figures from FYE, and then marked them down. But anyway, I got the Leo. He's awesome. But now let's talk about some of the other figures I got. Since we're already talking turtles, I'll do some of the vintage sealed turtles I got. I picked up some sealed turtles because, like I said, I'm not a huge inbox collector, but I've been trying to set up my little racks in my room for my little toy store racks where, you know, you have all the sealed figures. I actually got a lot of sealed stuff recently, so my sealed collection's actually going pretty high. Actually, all my racks I had set up in my room tour are actually filled with toys now. But these are the packaged figures I got recently. These were marked as damaged packages, and they were a little cheaper because of that. Here's Napoleon. But honestly, they're really not that damaged. Napoleon's is noticeable that the blister bubble is crumpled up. I don't know if you can see that in there, but the blister bubble is crumpled up. But I really don't care about that, to be honest. I don't know. It is crazy to see Napoleon in his package again. I haven't seen this probably since like 1990, the day I got him as a little kid. So it's a trip seeing this again. I got Zach the Neutrino, who he's really in perfect condition. I really don't know what the damage is on this one, but I never had this one as a kid, but it's an awesome package. I actually really like the artwork on it. Totally cosmic, dude. Gotta love that. And you gotta love peace or die, dudes. That's kind of contradictory, peace or die, but they wouldn't say that today in Turtles. And then we have Tattoo, which it's cool to get him back, because I mean, not only does that mean I actually own the tattoos now, because my loose one doesn't, but it's also like I had a whole story. If you want to watch my retrospective, my Turtle Talk video on it, I have a whole story about Tattoo in the package when I was a kid. And this one's damaged because the little little piece up here, the little tab that you're supposed to punch out to put it on the rack is cut in half. But aside from that, it's in good condition. So yeah, I just picked up some vintage turtles. So the only ones I got. There's some other ones I still really want. Just, you know, figures I like a lot, figures that mean a lot to me. I'd like to get Mondo Gecko. I'd like to get Muckman and Joe Eyeball. Maybe Ray Fillet. Not too many though. I'm not going to collect like the whole line package. Like, I'm not gonna do that. It's way too much money, and there's no way in hell I'm buying a sealed scratch. That's never going to happen. I'm just getting like a few, probably mostly from Wave 3, the 1990 wave, which is my favorite wave. So I'll probably get a lot of those, but that's about it. All right, before I get into Masters of the Universe, because like I said, I got a ton of Masters stuff this time, I'm gonna, you know, knock out everything else. Real quick, I'm gonna do some Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. I got a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. So first, real quick, I just got the little Hot Wheels Nightmare Before Christmas vehicle, the 59 Cadillac funny car. It's cool. They do these Disney ones. They're themed after Disney movies. I haven't collected any of the other ones. I've been tempted to get The Lion King and Aladdin, but this was the only one I really wanted, was the Nightmare one. I'm not a huge Hot Wheels collector. I just pick up when they do a brand that I really like, I'll pick it up. So yeah, this is cool. If they did a Little Mermaid one, I'd pick that up. Definitely. If they did Tarzan, I'd probably pick that up. I like Lion King a lot. I like Lion King probably more than Tarzan, but I don't know, just Lion King stuff is everywhere, so I guess I can be pickier with Lion King stuff, whereas Tarzan stuff is rare, so I love Tarzan. But also, speaking of Nightmare, I picked up some of the vintage Nightmare Before Christmas figures from Hasbro. And I actually had this and the Santa Jack one, the regular Jack and the Santa Jack, back in like 93 I got them. And these two, Finkelstein and Jack, these were actually the vintage versions of them. These packages are actually pretty beat up. They're much more beat up than the Turtles ones were. But these are cool. These are actually the 93 ones, you know, the series that actually had the Lock, Shock, and Barrel figures. For some reason, they re-released these in 2003, which I didn't know until later. And they got rid of Lock, Shock, and Barrel in that set, which is weird. But these were not the first ones I got. The first ones I got actually were Sally and the Werewolf. So I found this Sally one here, and the Werewolf, who for some reason is very small. It's like half the size of Sally. And I don't do this intentionally. I don't always have Sally stuff to show off in every video on purpose. I don't know why. For some reason, this past year has just been a year where I've just acquired a ton of Sally merchandise. I don't try to. I just kind of ended up with a lot of Sally merchandise this year. I mean, I love the character, but she's not like my favorite character ever. I just happened to get a lot of Sally merchandise, so there hasn't been a video yet where there hasn't been Sally stuff in it. So I don't know, maybe I'm a bigger Sally fan than I thought I was, but Sally's awesome. But yeah, so these are actually the 2003 ones. I didn't realize that when I was buying them. I didn't know that they made the 2003 re-releases, actually by NECA. NECA re-released them. They're just the original Hasbro molds, the same figures, but they were released by NECA. This was probably when NECA was starting off, and they didn't do like super articulated stuff. They were just kind of like repurposing old figures. But yeah, the store I got this from is actually the same collector store I keep talking about. And they have a ton of Sallys. I don't know why, they just keep getting more in. They have like a never-ending amount of this Sally figure. There was even one that was scalped. Her hair was like disconnected from her head, and they were charging full price for it. But I guess she's like the Toad Air Marshal of this toy line. Like, she's the one that just like, they just had her all the time because I guess nobody wanted her. She was like overproduced or something. I don't know, or maybe everyone owned her and that's why she ends up being so common. But yeah, so many Sallys for some reason. But over time they started getting more, and I also picked up Santa Jack, which was actually the one that was mine. Regular Jack was my brother's. Santa Jack was mine as a kid. And I also got the Behemoth, which is the zombie with the axe in his head. These are cool. These all come with action features. His eyes roll, and the Jacks are bendable. They have bendable limbs. And you can take off the Santa hat and the beard, and you can put a jack-o'-lantern over Jack's head. And Sally, you can take her body parts off and put them back on. just all kinds of cool stuff. The only thing I find weird is that Finkelstein isn't in his wheelchair, he's just standing up, which is, he never does that. I don't think his legs work, so it's weird that he's just standing up for the figure. He doesn't even come with a wheelchair, but you can open his head and see his brain and stuff, so that's cool. And then I guess I'll just cover some other Disney stuff while I'm doing that, because I got a few other Disney things. I got these tiny little, what do they call them, comics figures, Disney Princess comics. They're like stylized, cutesy little versions of the Disney princesses. They're for little girls. I'm aware of that, but they were really cool, and I really like the stylization of them. I really like the look of them. They came with it was a little box set, and it came with Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, and Little Mermaid figures. Of course, I bought it for Little Mermaid because I'm a sucker for Little Mermaid stuff. They come in a cool package also. I'm not a big fan of like overdone packaging, but it's like an actual castle, and each one's like a stained glass window with like characters from the movie around each frame. Most of the price probably just comes from the packaging, as these figures are so tiny, but they do have actually ball jointed heads, which is kind of cool. A little bit of articulation. I turn around to the back and get blasted with the pink, and you know this is for little girls because they're always blasted with pink everything. But I mean, just look how cute these are. Like, I couldn't say no. These were just adorable. I don't really care that much for the way they designed the Sleeping Beauty ones, but the Little Mermaid ones I needed, and the Snow White ones were just cute, so I just kept those too. I usually don't even go towards like the girl aisles in stores, because I mean, it's just not usually what I collect, but I was going up and down every aisle in Target just looking for those Masters figures and stuff, so I ended up bumping into these, and yeah, I don't know, they're just cool. I like the style. They're nice little figures. I don't really know what Ariel's doing here. She's doing like Peach's side B from Smash Brothers, but I like them. Another thing before we get into Masters, I have one of these every video too for some reason. I get another one of these new Tiger handhelds, the re-releases of the Tiger handhelds. This time I got X-Men. The only one I'm missing now is Transformers, actually, which I've actually seen in stores multiple times. That was before I was really collecting them. At that time I said I only wanted the Little Mermaid and Sonic, but now it's like I kind of want all of them. I might as well. The X-Men one, I really like the packaging. I think it's like Jim Lee artwork on there and stuff. It's beautiful. It's really cool. It really like takes you back to the 90s, actually. When you look at this, it really reminds me of like 1993 or so, or 94. But beautiful stuff. Beautiful packaging. Awesome. Super nostalgic, even though it's not actually what the game looked like. Awesome. Well, I guess 1992, it says right there. And also, I got a lot of random stuff. You know, just buying at thrift stores packages of figures, of like miscellaneous figures for like $1 or a few dollars. That's how I get some of my figures sometimes, some of the good finds. And in one of them, it came with this Captain Commando from Marvel vs. Capcom figure, which is just, I don't collect this stuff, I'm not putting it on display, it's gonna go in a closet, but I just thought it was cool because it's like, I had the War Machine and Mega Man 2-pack of this back in high school, so this is a weird find. Captain Commando, that's cool. The thing I actually wanted that was in the package that I bought with Captain Commando was the Tuska Warrior from Thundercats, the original vintage Thundercats line. He doesn't have his weapon that he comes with, and he's not in great shape. There's a lot of paint chipping and stuff. He was so cheap, it was like $6 or something for that and like 3 other figures. So I figured, whatever, I'll just grab him. I know Tuska Warrior is actually a pretty common one. He's one of those like Sally from the Nightmare Collection. Like, he's just like that figure nobody wants. He's always available, but I couldn't pass him up. I'm not like die hard on collecting complete Thundercats. I just want the figures. I don't really care if they're complete. I think Vulture Man is the only complete one I have. So Tuska Warrior, that was cool to pick up. Okay, now let's talk Masters. Before we start true Masters, I just want to mention I found these bad boys. I've been looking for this line for a while, and I never find them, the Masters of the WWE Universe, because this is such a cool mashup. I'm so glad I got Macho Man. I really wanted Macho Man. But I also got Jake the Snake. I found this at a Walmart. This was in a collector's store, but they're like impossible to find at Walmart. And these are such cool figures. There's so many ones I want. Like, just so many wrestlers that they made figures of that are so cool. But they're like impossible to find. So I really would like to find more of these because these are awesome. And they're pretty much Masters Origins figures, but they're just WWE wrestlers. So, awesome. So, speaking of Origins, last time I showed off, I found He-Man and Battle Cat, but shortly after that I found Skeletor, and then that's all I found. For months, all I could find when I went to Walmart, because they're Walmart exclusives. All I could find, well, they were actually. Now they're Walmart and Target. Now they're everywhere. Once 2021 hit, they were everywhere. But in 2020, they were Walmart exclusive. But for months, up until like a few weeks ago, every time I went to a store, it was just 1,000 He-Man and Skeletors and some Battle Cats. That's all they had, those 3 figures. I saw Panther once at Target, but I'm waiting for the flocked Panther, because in my opinion, a non-flocked Panther is not Panther. So I was giving up hope on this line, and then one day, just a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago or so, 2 weeks ago, I walked into a Target and I found the entire new wave. I found Stratos, Hordak, Triclops, and Ninjor. And that blew my mind, because I had not found anything yet at that point. But now I found the entire new wave, and it was awesome. Picked them up. I also found the Sky Sled. I'll show that off in a second. I have it up on a shelf, so I'm not going to really bring it down here. I'll take the camera over to the shelf in a bit. But then I went to a Walmart after that, just for the heck of it. And there I found Manny Faces, Trapjaw, and my personal favorite, Orko. This Orko figure is so awesome. I really wanted it. And the Orko figure, honestly, is the one that's kind of making me wish I was taking this out of the package. I've been leaving these in box because, you know, I have the vintage figures out of the packaging on a shelf. I have the Super 7 Filmation vintage style figures out of the packaging on shelves. I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep these ones in the packages, so I'm not wasting more shelves on figures that are more or less just the vintage MOTU figures. But these are so cool, and I'm really curious to see how good the articulation is. And I love this like translucent, glittery, magical, like poof of purple magic cloud stand that Orko has, and I would love to see how he looks on it. These figures are really cool, but they're so rare that I kind of want to hold on to them in package. I don't want to start opening them up unless I have doubles. Yeah, these figures are awesome. These are really cool. These are low prices for figures now. They're really like, when you account for inflation, they're about the price of what figures were back in the 80s. The vintage MOTU, they're like $11, $12. But they're really high quality. Even the fact that like, on certain things like the Masters logo and on the character on the back, like the key character, there's like a gloss finish added to it. So it kind of like is like embossed. It's really cool. These are really high quality, honestly. And they look really nice in the packages. But like I said, I'm kind of tempted to rip them open now, but I'm going to leave them in package for now because I need to fill up my racks and do my toy store look. And I have so many MOTU figures out of the packages already. I don't need that many MOTU figures flying all over the room. But speaking of MOTU, let's see some of the vintage stuff I got. There's a lot of characters I was still missing from the vintage line. I'm still missing a ton of characters. But I finally picked up Moss Man. I had this guy as a kid. And I remember my brother lost him when we were little, and he got so disappointed that he lost Moss Man. I remember there was a day where he said he was going to pay me and my sister if we could find him. So we were looking all over the house, but he was gone. But yeah, it's rare to find him with the flocking, with the moss on him. Not too damaged. It's pretty bad on his head here. But, you know, to have him fully flocked and to have him with his accessory, that's pretty rare. So I got him at a collector store, the same collector store. But then at a different store, a store I actually like much better, in an awesome place in Sayreville, New Jersey, I believe it is, called Paul's Toy Room. I got the big bad himself, Hordak, fully complete and in very nice condition for like strangely low price, honestly. Actually, a really good price for this guy. And you know, I had a good talk. The guy there is awesome. I guess Paul. We always have a good talk about toys when I go in there. There'll be some other collector in there. We'll all start talking about MOTU or something. And I also picked up. I have Cobra Khan and Tongue Lasher, but now I got Rattlor also. You know, you can put the neck in, but I like the way he looks with it extended. You know, got him complete. That's pretty cool. Rattlor is awesome. He still rattles if you hear him. And I also got Grizzlor, who again had this as a kid, but haven't had him since the 80s or probably early 90s. I always thought it was weird. He's just like a hairy chicken nugget for the action figure, but yeah, he's still really fluffy. Grizzlor is awesome. So those are all the vintage MOTU figures I picked up recently. They had Screech and I'm sorry, but I don't remember what the Sorceress's bird's name is. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. But they had the two birds there, and they had their stands, and they were fully complete, and they were like, I think like $20 a piece, and that was actually a pretty good price. I didn't even notice them until another collector pointed them out. He's like, "Oh, I want the birds. Those are in great condition." And then I was like, "Oh, damn! I wish I had seen those. I would have grabbed them." But honestly, I was just happy for him because he's trying to get it like his MOTU vintage collection done. So I found some great deals. He found some great deals. So everything worked out for everybody that day. Last batch of MOTU things before I showed the shelf of turtles and MOTU stuff I got were the Masters of the Universe Hot Wheels. So I thought I got the whole set, but it turns out there's two different sets. Every character has two vehicles. See, when I first got what I thought was the whole set, I picked up Teela, Man-at-Arms, He-Man, Beast-Man, Skeletor, and what I thought was just, you know, the one extra chase figure sort of thing, the special one, this alternate Skeletor. Because, you know, everyone loves Skeletor. I figured they just made a special Skeletor one. But then I didn't realize until I went home that Teela actually has a custom background in her picture. She doesn't have the stock, you know, purple mountain range that all the other ones had. So then I realized that the Skeletor I had that I thought was special was just part of this set where they have the different background picture, and they actually have different vehicles for these ones. These ones are more like, they seem to be mostly like vans with a picture on the side, where the other ones are cars that are modeled after the characters. So basically I need regular Teela, and I need the special Man-at-Arms and Beast-Man, and then I'll have the whole set. So, almost there, I guess. I don't know. I'm not that crazy about collecting them, but we'll see. Well, as I've been saying, I have this, some other new stuff I got recently up on this shelf here. I got the Sky Sled accessory from MOTU Origins. It looks a lot like the vintage one. And it actually comes with Prince Adam, too, so I got a Prince Adam's figure, too, which is pretty cool. I got this Hot Wheels Monster Truck Krang figure, which is pretty cool. Or I should say, not figure, you know, monster truck. But they have a whole bunch of Turtles ones, but I just got Krang because, you know, I don't always get the Turtles when I'm getting Turtles merchandise because there's just so much stuff for the Turtles. I'm usually more drawn to, like, you know, the stranger characters. So they do stuff like Krang. It grabs my attention, so I wanted to grab it. I got one of these vintage, you know, 1989 Turtles plushies. I got Donatello. Actually, I had the Michelangelo like that when I was a little kid. But here's the Donatello. And I actually got, also from 1989, here's a Ninja Turtles cup. It's, you know, just like a tumbler kind of thing. And that's pretty cool. And I found, you know, some vintage turtle stuff, some of the earliest, you know, merchandise for the cartoon show, really. So yeah, picked up some more stuff, and that's pretty much it for, you know, this toy haul. But I'm sure there's stuff I'm forgetting. It was actually a massive toy haul, and I'm not going to do like VHS tapes in here. I got a bunch of VHS tapes. I did that in the first toy haul because I didn't have a lot of toys to show off. But I acquired so many toys since Christmas. I just happened to pick up a lot of toys since then. Do all the liking and subscribing and the sharing and the bell stuff.